Welcome into the video. I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today I want to walk you through how to use the Samsung Galaxy S25 for beginners. This will be a full comprehensive walkthrough. We'll go over everything you'll need to know to use this phone. I'm going to start with just a tour of all the buttons so you can be comfortable with just navigating the phone. Then we'll go over notifications and all the things coming through the phone. From there, I'll show you how to download apps. We'll go over how to set up your email, how to use the camera, how to make the text larger in case it's too small, you want it to be a bit bigger, and a few other important pieces of information. From there, I'll go into how to set a password on the phone to protect your information, and I'll share a few helpful tips along the way. So make sure you watch the whole video so you don't miss any important information. And if you get value out of this video, take a quick minute and bump that like button down below. It's a quick way to say thank you. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So first, we're going to start with a button walkthrough here. On the right side of the phone, you will have a volume up, a volume down, and a power/standby button. Now, pressing this button one time will wake up the phone if it's asleep. Pressing it again will put the phone asleep. Now, if you want to turn the phone off, we're going to swipe through, and I'll go over that more detail later. You're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, and you'll have a power button right at the top of the screen right here. When you tap on that power button, it'll take you to your power menu. Here we can restart or power off the phone just like that. Now, when the phone is on, holding down on this button will launch your Gemini Assistant. So watch this. If I hold down for 1 second, it'll launch our Gemini Assistant, and we can use that to perform different functions on the phone, and also we can use it to look up important information. I'll go over Gemini in a later video, but that's just a brief snapshot of holding down the power button and how you launch that assistant. Now, on the left side of the phone, there are no buttons. This is just an antenna that helps you with getting cellular phone reception, so you don't want to block this. The top of the phone just has a grate for a speaker/microphone. And the bottom of the phone here, you'll find your SIM card tray, and that's where you'll pop in the SIM card for your cellular phone service. You'll have a microphone/speaker here, and you'll have the charging port. Now, the charging type for this phone is called a USB-C. So if you ever need to replace the charging cable, you simply need to look up a USB-C charger. Now, this phone is not going to come with a charging brick. The brick is what you plug the cable in to allow you to charge the phone. I'm going to put a link on screen right here to some good chargers for this phone in case you haven't already picked up one. Anker makes great chargers, and they will charge the phone nice and quick. This phone does support super fast charging, and so check out that link on screen for a great charger recommendation. So that concludes our walkthrough of the exterior buttons, and now let's talk about how to unlock the phone and how to navigate the home screen. So right now the phone is asleep. It's not off, it's just asleep. So all you need to do is tap the screen twice, and this will automatically wake up the phone. Now you'll take your finger and just simply drag it across the screen like this. Just drag it across, and that will unlock the phone. Now, right now we don't have a password on the phone, but later on in the video I will go over how to set a password and how to set up your fingerprint sensor so you can unlock it using your fingerprint. So this is the home screen. It's just the main screen of the phone. Whenever you open up these little apps here, when you hit this button at the bottom, which is your home button, it always takes you back to this screen. Now you'll see these little icons at the bottom of the screen here. These are known as apps. Think of how computers use programs, phones use applications or apps for short. So when you hear me referring to apps, I'm just referring to these little applications or the programs of the phone. Now later on in the video, I'll go over how to download different apps and where you find them stored on the phone. But you'll always have a couple here in your home row of the home screen. Let's move into navigating the phone. So at the bottom here, you'll see these three buttons here. You have a home button, a recent apps button, and you have a back button. Now, one quick thing, you may notice the screen keeps going dim, and I have to keep touching the screen to wake it up. Now, I want to show you a quick tip on how to get the phone to stay on longer so you don't have to touch it every couple of seconds. So swipe from the top of the screen, take your finger, drag down the screen, and then you're gonna, at the top of the screen in this very top gray area, swipe to your left, you'll have a shortcut to your settings menu. Tap on that settings wheel. This will take you to the settings. We're going to swipe up and go to display. And then we're going to swipe or drag up the screen. And then go to screen timeout. And right now the phone is set to turn off every 30 seconds if it's not touched. So you want to change this to either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That way the phone can sit without you having to touch it every couple of seconds to keep the screen on. You can also turn on this feature called keep screen on while viewing, and the phone will use the camera to detect if you're still looking at the screen, and if it is, it will keep the screen on. So now that that's enabled, we don't have to worry about the screen going dim so fast. Now, I'm in the settings app. I want to go back to the home screen. If I ever want to go back to the home screen, I'm going to tap on the home button, just like this. It'll take me here. And that's all this button really does. If you're in one of these apps and you want to get back to the home screen, you just press the home button. Now, this button does a few other things too. It also has a feature where you can hold down on the home button, and this will launch another feature called the circle to search. If there's something on your screen and you want to get information about it, you hold down on the home button and then you can simply just circle it, and then it will actually search the web for you. Now guess what? Right now I have nothing on my screen, so there's really nothing for it to search. But if I was on the internet and I was staring at a picture of a pair of shoes or like a cooking utensil, I could hold down that home button. I can circle, just draw a circle around that thing, and then the web will do a search to help me find whatever that thing is right here. Right now, it just found the background that the phone is using. Okay, so that's a brief rundown of just what the home button does. Next, let's go over the recent apps button. Now, this is the recent apps button, and basically this button just shows you any apps or applications that you've used recently. You can always go back to them later to continue working on whatever it is you were doing. Now, one important note, whenever you open one of these little apps, let's say we open up the settings here, if I hit the home button, that app is still running in the background of the phone. Now remember, a few minutes ago, we went to the settings app and we changed how long the screen stays on. Well, when I hit recent apps, guess what? My settings app is still open, and I know it because it's showing up in this menu. If I want to close out the settings because I'm finished using it, I don't want to go back to it later, you simply need to swipe up or drag up the screen like this, and this will close out anything that was currently running that you didn't close. You can also tap close all, and this closes everything that was running in the background of the phone. Now when I hit recent apps, guess what? It says there's no recent apps because everything has been closed. Okay? So that's all this does. It just shows you all the apps that are currently running, and it allows you to get back to them quickly if you want to continue working on whatever it is you were working on previously. To the right here, we have what's called the back button. This simply takes you back one step. Now, if I drag down from the top of the screen, swipe to the left, and I go back to the settings, and let's say we go back to display, and we go to screen timeout. So I've made my change, but maybe I want to change something else in the settings now. Instead of hitting the home button to get out of the app, I can hit the back button to go back one page. You see that? Now I went back to the display page. I can press it again, and now it's taking me back to the main screen of the settings. And if I press it again, and if there's nowhere to go, guess what? It'll take me out of the app and back to the home screen. So that's all this button does. It just takes you back one step. Okay, next, let's go over what's called the notification panel. You already saw me bring this up once, but now we're going to go over it in more detail. So when you're on the home screen, if you drag down the screen, it'll take you to what is called the notification panel. And this is where you're going to get notifications from all of the different apps that are downloaded to your phone. So for example, I'm getting notifications about YouTube video recommendations. I'm getting text messages. I'm getting notifications about YouTube comments, notifications about the weather, hey, I just have a new voicemail. This is kind of the control center of your phone. It's managing all the different notifications that are coming through the phone. So when you have time to sit and look at your phone, you can see what you might have missed. If you have Facebook on your phone, this will show you if you have new Facebook notifications. So that's the main thing it does. It's always managing any new information that's coming through the phone. And let's say I have a new voicemail and I want to check that voicemail. I can just tap on voicemail and it's going to take me right to the voicemail app so I can go check my messages. Now, aside from notifications, if you, at the top of the screen here, if you swipe to the left, this takes you to another area that has shortcuts to the most frequently used settings on your phone. So if you want to connect to a Wi-Fi network, guess what? Here's the Wi-Fi shortcut. You want to connect to a Bluetooth speaker, here's the Bluetooth shortcut. You'll notice some of these are light blue and some of these are grayed out. The ones that are light blue, it means that that current setting is turned on, and the ones that are gray are turned off. For example, my airplane mode is turned off. If I want to turn it on, I'm just going to tap on the icon, and guess what? Now it's lit up in blue and airplane mode is enabled. If I want to turn it off, I'm going to tap on the icon and that will automatically turn it off. You'll have a lot of other helpful features here. So here you have the shortcut to your power button if you want to turn the phone off. You have that shortcut to your settings. So if you want to make changes to the phone, you always have this shortcut to settings. Here you have your brightness adjustment bar. You can use this to make the screen brighter or to dial down the brightness and turn it down lighter. The phone by default is set to auto brightness, so the front camera is always going to be changing the brightness depending on how bright or dark the room is you're in, but you can always come here to manually change that. At the bottom here you have your volume control, and this is for specifically for music, or if you're listening to a video, you can adjust that volume up or down. Later on in the video, I'll go over volume in more detail, and I'll go over specifically how you turn up the volume or lower the volume for like calls, for text messages, for things like that, okay? Here, next to this volume bar, you have your, this is your quick volume adjustment button here. So the way the button looks right now, this tells me that the volume is turned up. So if I get a call, my phone is going to ring. If I get a text, it's going to make the notification sound. If I tap on this icon, it's going to put a slash over the speaker, and this means the phone is now in vibrate. So now if a call comes through, the phone is not going to ring, it's just going to vibrate. And the same thing with text messages. If I tap this button again, guess what? Now it's grayed out. That means that the sound is officially turned off. If I get a call, my phone's not going to vibrate and it's not going to ring. And if I get a text, same thing, it's not going to vibrate, it's not going to ring. If I press it again, guess what? Now the sound is on, and now if calls come through or text, the phone will make a noise. So that's how you control the sound for calls and for text messages. Here, if I'm playing a song, it'll give me controls to pause or to skip to the next track in this section right here. But right now I'm not playing anything, so it just says play music. And you have a few other options here. Smart View is if you wanted to play something on your phone to the TV. If you have a Samsung Smart TV or if you have a Roku device, hitting Smart View will allow you to mirror your screen right to a TV, and you can, whatever's on your phone will show up on the TV. Now, there's one more important thing to show you in this section, which is there's a little gray dash right here in the center, and what this is telling us is that we can swipe down and it'll bring up a bigger list of more shortcuts. So again, these are shortcuts to the most frequently used settings on the phone. So you have your GPS, you have your screen recorder, you have Wi-Fi calling, you have Do Not Disturb, you have all these different other options. So I encourage you to play around with these different settings. These all do different things on the phone, and they're all just controlled, you know, in this menu to get to quickly. Now guess what? We're finished with this menu. How do we get back to the home screen? Pop quiz. We're going to tap on the home button. There we go. So now we're back on the home screen and we're going to transition into how to download apps on the phone and where are the apps kept on the phone. So there's a lot of apps that are downloaded to the phone, but we only see 5 on this screen. Well, I'm just going to swipe up on the screen and this will take you to what is called your app drawer. This is where you'll find all of the apps that are downloaded to the phone. And if you ever download a new app, it's going to be in this menu. Again, it's just a quick swipe or drag up the screen to get to your app drawer. Now, one important thing, you have a search bar at the bottom here. There might be a certain app you're trying to find and you don't see it in the list. I can tap on search and then I can just type in the name of it. And right now I'm looking for the Play Store and there it is. And the Play Store is a very important app. This is basically the store where you download new applications. There's over 2 million apps you can download to the phone, and a lot of the apps are free. Let's talk about how to download an app. We're going to tap on Play Store, and this will take us to the Play Store app. Now, some of you, when you tapped on the Play Store app, it didn't take you here. It took you to a Google page, and it says, sign into your Google account. If you're seeing that on your screen, it simply means you need to sign into a Gmail or Google account. If you don't have one, on screen at the bottom, you should see a button that says create an account. Click on create an account. It will take you literally a minute to set up a new Gmail. And once that's done, you'll be able to access the Play Store. Now, the Play Store is super important because this is where we download apps, and it keeps a record of every app that you download so that if you ever get a new phone, it's easy for you to install those on the new phone. Now, how do we search for an app? Well, there's different ways to do that. There's a lot of different menus and things you can sort through on here if you're looking for specific apps. It's broken down by categories. But most people only download apps when they need a specific one. So that's the main thing I want to cover today. We're going to tap on the search button at the bottom of the screen. And if you press it a second time, it will take you right to the search box and it'll bring up the keyboard so you can search for whatever your new app is. Okay? Now, you can type in the name. I can type in Uber and I can hit the search, the magnifying glass in the bottom right corner, and it will search for the Uber app. Now, another cool trick is tapping on the magnifying glass, bring up the menu, but instead of typing the name of the app, maybe you don't know how to spell the app, but you know the name of it, you can tap on the microphone here in the upper right corner, and you can just say the name and it will search for it by your voice. Uber Eats. Perfect. So it found the app here. In fact, what's funny is it's recommending me a sponsored app. So it's recommending me DoorDash, and Uber Eats is the second option. So one thing you want to pay attention to is that there are ads that will pop up within the store. So although we searched for Uber Eats came up, but it wasn't the first option. So not a big deal. Here is Uber Eats, and if I tap on Uber Eats, it'll take me to the profile of Uber Eats. And here I can see pictures of the app just so I know what it's going to look like. Sometimes you want to confirm to make sure you're downloading the right app. Once you've browsed the pictures, you can read a description of the app, and you can also get additional information about the app. You can also see reviews at the bottom here. And if you want to download it, you'll tap on this blue button that says install, and this will begin to download that app to your phone. Now, one important thing to note, not all apps are free. Some apps you do have to pay for. Now notice the blue box has an install button or says install, and so that's telling us that this is a free app. However, some apps, it's not going to say install. It's going to say a price. And if it ever says a price, that means it's not a free app, so you need to just be mindful of that before you download it. Now, there is a rule with the Google Play Store, which is if you download an app that costs money, you can refund it within 10 minutes of downloading it. Let's say you download the wrong app. You can go right back to the app. And instead of this button saying a price, it will say refund. But it only does that for the first 10 minutes. That rule might have changed. It might be longer than 10 minutes, but as far as I know, it's still 10 minutes. So just keep that in mind. And we're now at our Uber Eats app. And guess what? Our app has officially installed. And the way I know that is because we no longer see the blue button that says install. Now we see a button that says open. And we have a button that says uninstall, which is how you would remove it or delete it if later you decided you didn't want it. Now, let's hit the home button. I want to show you where to find it on the phone. Now, pop quiz. We just went over where are your apps saved on the phone. And let's see if you remember. Okay, let me show you. Swipe up on the home screen. This will take us to our app drawer. This is sorted in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go down to the Use. And there it is. There's our Uber Eats app. So just know whenever you download an app, it's always going to save in this menu. And that's how you find it. And now I can tap in and I can start ordering some yummy foods from Uber Eats. This is not a paid sponsorship, just using it as an example. But if you're hungry, order some food. All right. So that's a brief rundown of how to download apps. Next, I want to go over how to make calls and what it looks like when a call is coming through the phone. Let's start with making calls. You're going to tap on the phone icon in the bottom left corner, and you'll want to tap on keypad. Now, just the first thing, this first menu here, we're on recents. This is just our call log, so you can see what calls have already happened on your phone. And you can actually easily call someone back if they're in your call log by simply swiping to the right like this. If you notice, when I started swiping, the button turned green and it says call. You can also send that person a text message by swiping to the left and it says messages. So that's just a cool little shortcut in connecting with people you've already made calls to. Now, if you want to call a number that you haven't called in a while or never, you're going to tap on keypad, and here you'll need to dial the phone number. So area code first. There we go. So I just typed in a phone number, and notice at the top here it recommended a contact. So I dialed a number of someone who is already saved in my contacts. So I can tap here, and basically the phone will begin to recommend a contact as you start typing, so you may not even need to type in the whole phone number. So now that our number is in, I'm simply going to tap on the call button at the bottom here to initiate a phone call. You can also tap on this button here if you're trying to initiate a video call, and it would do that using Google Meet. Let's tap on the phone button here. It's initiating the call. When you see it begin to count up, that means that the call is connected and that person should be on the line. If you want to put the call on speaker, you can tap on the speaker button right here. You've got mute. You have keypad here if you need to dial a command. For example, press 3 for the operator. Press 5 for this. You can tap it here. And if you want to add someone to the call, turn it into a three-way call, you can simply tap on the plus to add a call. You also have what is called Call Assist, and you can set up a live translate so that it'll translate the call if the person is speaking in a different language. So that's pretty cool too. When you're finished with the call, you're going to tap on the red button, and that's going to end the call, and that's it. Okay, so that's a brief rundown of just making calls. Next, let's go over what it will look like when a call is coming through the phone. I'm going to initiate a call so you can see what it looks like. So there's the call coming through. You're going to tap on the green button to answer the call or tap the red button to decline it. Let's answer it. All right, so our call has come through. And again, you have all the same on-screen call options. And you'll tap the red button when you're ready to end the call. Now I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to initiate that call one more time. Now, let's say you don't want to answer the phone, but you want to send that person a text message with letting them know why I can't answer. You can tap on here where it says send message, and it will recommend these 3 options here. And I tapped it too fast. But the 3 options basically say, can't talk now, or send me a text message, or you can type your own custom message. So that there's a button at the very bottom that says send your own message. So that's another way to decline a call, but you can at least send them a message saying, hey, I'm busy right now. Okay, so that's what it looks like when a call is coming through, but that's what it looks like when a call comes through and you're using the phone. If the phone was sitting on the table and a call came through, it would look different. Let's go over that scenario next. A call is coming through. You're going to see it pop up on screen. Now, guess what? Tapping the buttons are not going to work in this menu. You actually have to put your finger on the bubble and you have to drag or swipe up like this. That's how you answer the phone when you're not using it and a call comes through. Let me initiate one more call here. I want to show you that one more time. It's the same thing for answering or declining. Put your finger on the button and drag. You can also, at the bottom it says send message. You can swipe up from the bottom and it'll bring up that menu that will let you send a message as you're declining it. Hey, please text me, write a new message. I'm going to tap please text me. You can also tap the bubble for remind me in 1 hour and it will set a reminder that you need to call that person back. Okay? So that's what the call menus are going to look like. And it takes a bit of getting used to if you haven't used a Samsung phone before, but a couple of times you'll get it and it won't be a big deal for you. If you're getting value out of the video so far, please take a minute and make sure you bump that like button down below. Really appreciate your support in that. All right, you'll notice over the phone button, there's a red 1. And what that means is, it means you have a missed call. It means someone tried to call you, you didn't answer it, so it's a missed call. So if I tap on the phone button and I go to recent, it's going to show up that I have a missed call from Wayne Wonder. And again, I can drag to the right to call that person back, or I can swipe to the left to send them a message. Okay, next let's go over how to save a phone number in your contacts. We're going to just make sure we're in the phone app, go to keypad, and then we're just going to dial the phone number. Okay, so we've typed in our phone number, but instead of pressing the call buttons at the bottom here, we're going to tap on the plus at the top. And here it will give us the option to create a new contact or add it to an existing contact in the phone. You could also be updating someone's phone number. Maybe you've tried to call them recently and they don't answer. Well, oh, you've changed your number. Let me update your contact. So that's why that second option is there. We're going to tap create new contact. And the first thing that'll pop up is it'll ask you, hey, do you want to save this to your Samsung account, to your phone, your SIM card, or your Google account? Always, always, always save it to your Google account. The reason for this is if your phone is ever stolen or damaged to the point where you can't use it and you have to get a new phone, when you sign into that Google account, all your numbers will be saved in the cloud and they'll automatically load on the new phone. So I'm going to tap on my Google account. Now they were blurred out on screen just for the sake of privacy, but I'm going to have them all linked to this Google account so that in the future, I'll always have them backed up in the cloud. I'm going to type in Joe, and that's it. Now I'm going to, the phone number is already there, but I can also add other information like email. I can tap view more. I can add additional notes, an address, whatever. You can add as much or as little information as you want. You just need one piece of contact info, whether it's a phone number or an email. I'm going to hit save. And now that number is locked into the phone. And if I ever want to call Joe, I can just tap on the magnifying glass and type in Joe, and his number will automatically come up. Let's hit our home button. So that wraps up our run through of how to make calls and how to answer calls on the phone. Next, let's go over text messages. How do we send a text message and what does it look like? So the text message icon is right next to the phone icon. We're going to tap on messages. This is what the messaging app looks like, and I have a couple of messages that are already in the phone here. A message from T-Mobile, I have a message from Flip, and a couple of other messages. So if I ever want to look at one of these messages, I'm going to just tap. Now you'll notice some of the messages are in gray, and some of them are bold in black. And what that's telling us is that the bold messages are messages I have not checked yet. And there's a number next to it so I can see how many messages have come through that I haven't looked at yet. I'm going to go to this one. This is an advertisement. It's for Code 118 wallets. I'm going to tap on that. And I can see the message here letting us know that they have a sale and they want me to buy a Code wallet. Now, when you're all done looking at the message, you'll simply tap on the back button here to get back to the main inbox of your messages. If I want to send a new message, I'm going to tap on this little button here. This is the new message button. This is to start a new conversation. And now I can type in a phone number, or I can type in a name of someone who's already in my contacts, and it will let me look up their phone number to start a message to them. Let's type in Joe. Now here is the contact that we just saved earlier. That's Joe. We're going to tap on that, and then we're going to start a text message to Joe. Now, to bring up the keyboard so you can begin the conversation, the box where it says text message, you're going to tap in that box, and this will bring up the keyboard. And here you can type your message. Hi, Joe. And this is your send button. When you tap this, it will send out the message. Now, there's a lot of other things you can send aside from text. You can tap on this button here. This, when you hold down on this, it will let you send a voice message. So instead of typing hi Joe, I can hold down on this little wave icon and I can just say hi Joe. Hi Joe, hope you're having a great morning. When you're finished, you let go of the button and then it will attach it as an audio file. So Joe can just tap on the play. Hi Joe, hope you're having a great morning. And he'll hear my message. I'm going to send that there. And now I just sent a voice message. Now, here you have an emoji icon. This will take you to your emoji menu. Tap on emoji, and you can send one of these little cool emojis in your message, like a cool. Send that. Now, if you want to send them a picture, you need to tap on the plus right next to text message. This will bring up a list of options. You'll want to tap on gallery, or you can send them a GIF, for example. One of those little fun little messages here. Maybe you want to send this one. You just tap on it, automatically adds it to your message, and then you can send it off just like that. Now, if I hit the plus and I tap on gallery, this will allow me to either take a picture right now by tapping on this little camera button here, if I want to attach a fresh picture, or I can look at pictures that are already saved in my phone. For example, I have these pictures. I can tap on this one here, and it'll automatically attach it to the message. I can also select multiple pictures, and I can send up to 10 at one time, depending on the size of the pictures. Once you've tapped on them, you'll see them populate in the message here. You might decide, I don't want to send him this one. Tap on the X in the upper right corner. That'll remove it. And when you're ready to send it, you can tap on the send button. You can also tap on add text to put some words as well. Check these out. Now, another cool thing you can do, at the bottom of the phone, in the bottom left corner, is a microphone. If you tap on this microphone, you can use voice to text. And this will let you just talk, and it will dictate everything you're saying. You'll need to give it permission. You'll tap while using the app here. And when the microphone lights up in blue, that means it's listening and you can begin talking. I saw these and I immediately thought of you. Tap the microphone when you're finished. and see it loaded up, everything I said in the box there. And now I'm going to tap on this button here to send it off. And it just attached to those 3 pictures. You also have some shortcuts at the top of the screen here. If I want to, maybe I'm texting Joe and I just decide, I just want to call him instead. This will be easier to say over the phone. There is a phone shortcut at the top you can tap to just call him immediately. When you're all done, you're going to hit the back button to get out of that message and go back to the inbox of the messaging app here. Let's hit the home button. You'll notice over the text messaging icon, there's a red 5, and that's telling me that I have 5 unread messages. So whenever you see that, it means it's time to go and check your messages. So that's a brief run through of how to send text messages and just what the interface is going to look like. All right, guys, this brings us to the end of part 1 of our how to use the Samsung S25 for beginners. Part 2 will be out in a couple of days. Make sure you look out for that video. I'm going to go over how to set up your email, how to make the text size larger, how to control the sound. We'll go over how to use the camera, and I'll show you how to set a passcode on your phone to protect it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video. And also, if you got value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button down below. Check out the links in the description and in the comments. I'll have links to my full accessory guide for the S25 and some great recommendations of great products that go well with this phone, like cool smartwatches, cases, screen protectors, headphones, all that stuff. So check that out as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the part 2. Take care, and as always, have a good one.